you all seen the movie Tremors? Today's farmers are discovering there's a rumbling under the ground, only this time it's surreal. Researchers are realizing thousands of species lurk under the soil that feed on and support each other in a complicated soil food web. Learning about this life in the soil is bringing new life to conservation practices that emphasize the importance of soil health, bringing us just the recipe we need to bring greater sustainability and economic health to our producers. Farmers can begin by asking themselves, are my soils performing to their fullest potential? It is often said, on a farm, the healthy soil is along the fence line. But I have to ask, why? Well, there's more soil organic matter there, where the soil is allowed to build up naturally without tilling. It's a way of letting nature do the work and making the soil more productive. At the same time, no tilling increases the return on investment in many ways. It saves the farmer time, saves fuel costs and equipment, and saves the soil from washing away. Clearly, no-till practices should be the first step in improving soil health and farm profits. Healthy soils are full of life: bacteria, yeast, earthworms, beetles, and more. All of this biological activity is responsible for about 75% of the available nitrogen and about 65% of the available phosphorus in the soil that is key to processing dark, rich, stable humus. Conservationist Ray Archuleta says that most growers think that by applying fertilizers, they're feeding a crop, when in fact 60% of applied fertilizers never reach the plant. The economic loss in using artificial fertilizers must be considered, as well as the damage it sometimes causes to the microbes. This could be a huge loss when we could just let nature do the work. We can encourage the abundance of soil life by using cover crops. The root systems of cover crops not only anchor the soil, but also increase the amount of soil organic matter, which is the main source of energy for all the microbes. Cover crops are important in regenerating the soil too. More carbon is captured, and more nitrogen is left in the soil if a diverse range of cover crops are used. Again, this means less need for fertilizers and herbicides, which helps cut input costs while improving the yields. A cocktail of cover crops might include lentils, triticale, radishes, turnips, and sunflowers, which help increase the amount of soil organic matter while allowing pollinators and other living organisms to thrive. Another great way to be profitable and sustainable is to use livestock as a land management tool. Cover crops provide twice the benefit when livestock and other wildlife can feed on those cover crops. Cattle gain well with intense rotational grazing of the cover crops, controlled with fencing, so that about half of the plant growth remains to protect and feed the soil. When cattle are taken out of the feedlots and placed back on the land, the waste from the cattle is then conveniently recycled, and there are fewer environmental concerns. The use of cover crops and integrating livestock with them is proven to be beneficial both economically and environmentally. Another big plus for well-structured soil that is rich in organic matter is that it has a greater capacity to hold water and reduce runoff. Soil should be loose, crumbly, and full of holes that can easily absorb air and water. The drought has been a big concern on our farming operation in about 50% of the country these past several years. With yields and profits suffering, well-structured soil is one way of maximizing the benefits of the rain we receive. It's hard to put a price tag on the economic value of conservation practices, especially when it comes to critical issues like minimalizing soil erosion and water runoff, preserving clean water resources, and wildlife diversity. But we can keep tabs on our land's profitability by keeping input costs low. Conservation practices help us down that path with proven research that cuts input costs while improving productivity, making a huge economic impact in agriculture. It's a win-win situation for both the pocketbook and the environment when we keep ourselves healthy. After all, healthy soils means healthy plants and better yields, for the benefit of us all. Thank you.